And now this area is becoming the hottest area, and a lot of projects, more than 6 billion of investment has been announced. Right now in this area, you have $2.5 billion in construction actually in many projects, such as different companies that are invested around ETS because of the very beautiful location and very smart location. So ETS is in the heart of a sector undergoing massive urban revitalization because of what I explained lately. So this is give you a map of all of the project in the specific area. One thing you should know is that even actually within a radius of 1.5 kilometers around ETS is the highest concentration of information technology and multimedia worker in Canada. We're talking about 20,000 persons right now, and over 300 companies that are already located in that specific area. So the idea of creating an innovation district in that area emerged from that constatation, because the way the projects were coming in that specific area, it was going to be mainly real estate for condominiums and apartments and so on. So we said we have a very opportunity in that specific area in order to avoid ghettos of apartments and so on, to create a mixity of use and a mixity social. That is that on the same street to have commercial use, to have business use, and apartment and so on, so that the people that will live in that area not only will live, but also will work over there. So people will be in contact 24 hours a day. That's the vision around this innovation district. And it is well located next to downtown, next to the international district, next to the health district, and also next to the entertainment district. That create a very exciting buzz. And you see the very close distance between McGill and ETS. So actually we're developing a creative environment like Toronto did in some part with the Marsh, and also Barcelona, I think, did a much major experience with the new district. And also Boston just launched an innovation district a year and a half ago, where they're doing basically the same thing to attract companies with way of life, university, so that the people will stay in the environment for many times. So the vision is to create a quartier that integrates university, economy worker, and living environment. So it's an ecosystem that will be suitable or considered to innovation, residence, commercial, social, recreational, cultural, and also green space. Why ETS and McGill? We are so different, but that's the point. We're so different, so that's why we decided to work together. McGill is a well-known, recognized university internationally, based mainly on research activities. ETS is a flagship of university enterprise collaboration all over Canada. And when we work together, you can imagine that the technology readiness level, the TRL, from 1 to 9, 1 being the theory and 9 being the product, you can see that working all together, we cover all the spectrum of innovation. So that's the reason why they decided to work together. And with that spectrum, we will be able to offer services and whatever the small and medium-sized enterprise and company will need in that specific area. So now we'll finish on the model. It's very simple. What is the model that we are following for the last years and a half? And we try to launch the quartier maybe next year. So actually is the integration of those 4 segments of synergy: industrial, urban, education, innovation, social and cultural. When you have only the industrial segment in an area, we call it an industrial park. When you combine the industrial segment with the education innovation segment, the integration is a science and technology part. Of course, you put the research center, university close to company. It doesn't mean that things will happen, because after 5 p.m. people will be out of their way. They will be somewhere else on the area and so on. If you have a chance to put that area downtown, then you add another dimension which is called the urban segment. This is what we had in mind at the beginning. But the main objective to us is to bring the social and the cultural segment in that specific, and then the integration Of all those segments, we create what we call an innovation district. So that's a place where people will live, raise their family, entertain themselves, and also meet. And the role of the university in that model is to animate those people, entertain them, scientifically entertain, of course, put people together in different activities and so on, and then things will happen eventually. Barcelona did that 13 years ago in their District 22. They did the same thing. And after 13 years, even though the crisis that hit Spain, you knew that about a few years, from the last 5 years, they have been created 40,000 employees and attract 1,400 companies in that specific area, even though they were not able to put all the ingredients. For instance, the social and cultural segment, they were not able to achieve that yet because of the crisis and so on. So this is what we're trying to do. The launching will be next year. We will create the creative center that will be used to generate idea and things like that. So all the components, we are benchmarking with the best area like Boston, Toronto, in Europe and so on, to create what we call the Quartier Innovation. So this is part of what we're doing. This is part of the Quebec ecosystem for innovation. And as I've been looking all around the world, it seems like a lot of cities are going in that direction now to create a very creative community. And one thing I should say about that area, one thing you should be careful is that you should always maintain low-cost apartment no matter what you develop, because you want to avoid in those areas gentrification, which means that to remove all the low-class people. Because if you want a creative community, like with artists and so on, you need those apartments and low-cost living to bring all those people together, and all the mixity, social mixity and youth mixity, something will happen, and this is what we're doing right now. So thank you so much.